So Simon, one of the things you introduce in the book is this idea of adaptive selling.
Yes.
So what is adaptive selling?
Okay, so adaptive selling is kind of like the antidote, I suppose, to the old-fashioned, old-school, one-size-fits-all sales approach, where I'm going to ask you some fairly canned questions, then I'm going to my pre-planned, scripted presentation, I'm going to sell kind of at you, that sort of old school. Whereas adaptive selling is you need to adapt, for example, to the industry you're in, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I work across many, many different industries, and you would need to, and one of our clients is in the medical field. So if you're selling to surgeons, you've got a very kind of educated person there who's a real professional in their field. That would be a different style of selling that's going to appeal to them. You also need to adapt your sales style to where you are in the buying process. So, you know, from gathering information at one stage. And then I think the final component is being able to read the customer's personality and behavior using a model or some way of orientating yourself to that, so that you can sell to the customer in the way that they most prefer, because they'll have different information needs, they'll have different wants, desires based on their personality. Some will make fast decisions, some will make slower decisions. So you need to speed up or slow down according to that customer. And if you sell to someone in a way that they like to buy, they feel really comfortable about the process, and it's so much more pleasant and comfortable for everybody involved. I mean, I'm fond of saying that uncomfortable brains don't buy. So if you are selling to someone in a way that is alien to their personality, to their behavior, you're more likely to get quite strong resistance and therefore not get the sale. You know, some customers will not go ahead right now, but some will. So you need to know which customer you have in the room with you, so you can adapt your behavior and therefore sell more successfully.
And to what extent, in your experience, do salespeople do this in a natural way? So what I mean is, if you're working in the medical world, as your example, and you're selling to surgeons,
Yeah.
to what extent do you think salespeople adapt that behaviour sort of quite naturally, and to what extent do you think they really need to think about it a bit more?
Yeah, I think lots of salespeople, you know, when we train them in adaptive selling, they get it very quickly, because salespeople instinctively understand this. There are, you know, successful salespeople are to some degree a little bit of a social chameleon, and also potentially a comedian, social chameleon anyway. But giving them some sort of robust framework that allows them to do that really helps them to do it more successfully, I suppose.
And do you think that salespeople perhaps don't pay enough attention sometimes to really thinking about the needs and the types of people they're working with in terms of industry?
I think in terms of industry, they're normally reasonably okay. They're working in a specific industry quite a lot. They tend to get reasonably knowledgeable. If they're selling cross-industry, I think that is much more of a challenge to them. And if you don't think it through, how you tend to sell is the way that works for you, that suits you, the way you would like to be sold to, which may absolutely go against the personality and or the norms and behaviours of a specific industry.